You have your ticket? Can I see your ticket? Okay. Where are you going?
To the party, the 10-year war party.
Oh, okay. You got anything with you that you need to declare?
What?
Here's your ticket.
Thank you.
All right. Sir, do you have your ticket?
Yeah, here you go.
Thanks.
I'm sorry, is there a problem?
Do you have anything to declare? You don't have any, like, meat, weapons, explosives, magic items?
He said he didn't have anything to declare, son.
Okay.
Got plenty more people here.
Do you have a ticket?
He pulls his shabby tabard forward and pulls out the ticket.
Yeah. Okay, he does the same thing. He takes way too long to look at all your tickets. This kid, he probably has one of those orientations that happens in like 30 minutes before you get hired, right? Okay, he doesn't know what he's doing. The tickets, he's not even looking at the correct side. He's looking at like the blank side sometimes. He hands your ticket back. You don't have anything to declare.
Earl would have his axe. I don't know if you would.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jerry is chock full of all kinds of stuff, and doesn't even make a move.
He's terrible at just noticing that kind of stuff. Like this kid is.
Like Earl starts to as he's expecting, he starts to unsheath and then he turns and Earl's like. Okay.
Yeah, it'd be like when you get all the way through the plane, or you get all the way through TSA and you get on the plane, you look in your backpack and there's like a 6-ounce bottle of something, and you're like, that could have been gasoline. Could have been really, it could have been anything. Okay. So King, he walks up to you and he goes, "Can I have your ticket, please?" Okay, and he takes your ticket and he goes, "Oh, let me see your passport." It's just a random it's not anything like racial.
I pull it out of my inside and I don't hand it to him, but I fold it out in front of him.
He tries, he wants to grab it a lot. He grabs it. Okay, so he takes your passport and he's looking at it. He's like the slowest fucking reader you could possibly imagine. So inside
third grade.
third grade, that's pretty generous for this guy. As you guys know, a Arcturn passport will have your birth and stuff like that on it, like where you're from, just some demographics of you, but it'll also have a likeness so that they can compare it. So I'm going to put an image up here, and King, would you like to describe what you physically look like to the party?
I have my very personal hair goals, pick your character out of what you want.
Pretty similar.
My shoulder length hair, curly, wavy. You can tell that I am about 40 and have not seen many things to say. Very few wrinkles. Of the wrinkles that I have, it's more for squinting and reading things, not for the wear and tear of working physically hard. I like to keep little knickknacks on me. The most important ones, you may have seen when I pulled out my passport, I keep inside my robe. But I have my book or my coin pouch or anything else on the outside. But you can hear a little jingle on the inside. And I don't like him having my passport, so I'm gonna kind of keep trying to take it. I'm if you are looking at me, I mean there's other people to check. That dude doesn't even have a face. I spent a lot of time on that.
He goes, yeah, that's an interesting point. And then Earl, he asked for your passport.
Earl reaches again into his shabby tabard, pulls out this ratty, beaten, doesn't give a fuck about this passport, man.
Yeah. So what are your physical characteristics here?
Earl Maglund is humongous. He's this absolute monstrosity of a man. Big burly shoulders. Dominic took some artistic liberties here, but he looks far more shabby than this. Tabard has holes and is ratted. He has the armor and stuff like that on, but it looks so rusted and chipped and missing links in the chainmail and things like that it probably wouldn't do him any good in battle regardless. He literally just has it on as a guise just to add the visage. The tabard does have a sunflower on the center that looks faded and really poorly stitched in there and whatnot. Full helm is basically exactly like that. Covers his entire face. He has a.
Can we see your eyes?
If you try really hard, you could probably see like the glint of like. You can see,
I
like,
avoid out.
If the sun hits it just right.
glint of green somewhere in there if you looked really hard into the slit. And then he's got this like battle axe with him that this one's double-sided. I kind of picture like it looks more like a fireman's axe with one side that it's like you would chop wood with it, and he has essentially turned it into like a weapon that he carries with him, and it looks like super gnarled. Like the iron and stuff is like pockmarked and rusted, and the only part of the blade that looks decent is like the cutting edge that looks like mirror shined with a whetstone.
And they can see this on your back,
Yeah,
right? Because it's always carried.
Nothing about him is like concealed, like he doesn't care. And then like the handle is it looks like driftwood. It's got like chips and cracks and things like that. The wood just looks absolutely like beat to shit. The only part of the wood that looks decent is probably the two spots where his hands are that looks like well worn and shined because that's where his hands grip the axe. But everywhere else looks like darkened. You know, if you really wanted to look into it, probably like spots where like blood was on that thing that just was never clean. It's just like left in. And he looks like a monster. So
Okay.
that's Earl.
Ma'am, can I see your passport?
I am just immediately shooting daggers at him.
He doesn't get it.
Attempting to intimidate, just really like, I don't really think that's necessary, do you?
He doesn't understand. Roll deception with disadvantage.
It's Rashal. He's
Rashal.
socially doesn't understand.
19.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Foiled.
Okay, that's fine. What can the party here see outwardly of you without you having to give this guy your passport?
So you see probably a woman, could be a man, but it's like feminine.
I'm putting the image up anyway.
Probably a woman. While she's sitting down, her coat kind of like completely envelops her. It is also just shabby to shit. Like it's got patches on it, like it's got tears. Going with the same theme, giant pockets in the coat. You can see like screwdrivers, daggers, like wrenches, little like magnifying glasses, like a bunch of shit in the pockets. Her passport is in the pocket, but she doesn't need all that. Like, we don't need to be showing people all of our stuff. We're
Okay.
just keeping it to ourselves.
He goes, does that thing have a passport? And he's pointing at your shoulder to, who's this little guy?
So this is Twitch. Right there.
That's awesome.
Think of like a little spider, a little metal spider. And I just look at him and I just say, no.
All right, I have to ask that.
Sure.
So,
Go ahead and continue on with your checks. I appreciate you, sir.
Okay, all right.
Dom, I wanted to ask a question. Would Earl's passport have like his actual face on the passport?
No, it'd just be like, however he went to the like the guy that makes those, he would just draw you as is.
The guy was like, do you want it? And Earl's just like standing there not answering. He's like, okay.
Yeah, that's probably exactly how it went. Like an official, like those guys that draw likenesses for the police would have came to like your door one day and just been like, hey, we're doing these official passports. Everybody has to get one, and then you just don't answer, and he
I love
just.
the idea that Earl's chilling in his house and was like, what's that? And he gets up and opens the door. And he's just like,
Full metal.
it's like, this is your leisure wear? Yes.
Yeah, I sleep in jeans. Okay, sir, can you take your hat off so I could see? No, he doesn't. But he does ask for your passport.
I think Hieu takes off his big wooden like chest that he keeps on his back, and he opens it up, and like you see things like little bugs kind of crawl out and fly out, and he digs around in there past like medicinal bottles and medicinal packs. And he pulls out his passport.
Okay, he hands it and he looks at you. And what physical characteristics does he have? Yeah.
That mustache.
I know, you
mustache rides
You grow a mustache.
I had a mustache grown, and for some reason I was like, I'm gonna shave it.
I see it, dude. It's already coming back. Oh my goodness.
And whenever this week came, I was like, mustache. But yeah,
It's there in spirit.
Yeah, it's there in spirit. So he has Southeast Asian features. Hieu, Vo are both Vietnamese names. But of course, your dad doesn't listen to
Right.
it. But he has this big straw hat, and then he's wearing this wraparound. It's not dingy, but it is like dirty because he does
Worn.
go outside in the brush. Yeah, and he has that wooden box that he carries around with him or wears on his back. And on his back, you see what at first looks like a shield, but as on closer inspection, it's actually a big metal wok. He has the belt across his chest with different cooking utensils, a butchering knife, a big hunting knife, a couple of different bottles on his side, filled with like weird viscous liquid. You also see like a metal like net grate on his back with something that's like it looks like a slime and it's kind of moving. So whenever that guy was like, "Do you have any meat on you?" he was just like, But he has big hands that are very scarred from obvious work. He's also kind of a big guy, not like huge, but he's around like 6'4", about 250 pounds. It's like muscle fat, where he's got kind of like a lumberjack build. Like this guy is a mountain man. And you see like a big, kind of like scratches across his face. And on his shoulder, you see a little, like kind of like a patch. It like hangs off, but it shows like people. It's like very recognizable, like medical patch. Like he's a field doctor, so he's like a traveling medic. And he's kind of in a perpetual like scowl. He has very deep bags under his eye. This guy looked like he hasn't gotten a good night's rest in about 20 years. So, yeah.
Resting skull.
Does he smoke cigarettes too? I meant to ask you that.
He's a big smoker. I attacked this and I tried to like make it dingy looking, but he takes this light. He has a book of matches that on his belt that he just goes.
Oh, just straight off the belt?
Yeah, straight off the belt.
I didn't know he was that cool. Okay.
Yeah, he also can like, there's like a small one that he can like sharpen his nags on just so that he can be quick.
Oh, like a little whetstone thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
just like a small one that he can do real quick.
Awesome. All right. He hands you your documentation back, and he comes over to the kid himself. And what does he see in your documentation?
So that's Mylos, blue ear. Obviously, he has the blue ears. That's from his ancestry. His parents are both Dragonborns, and one of them's blue. I'll say his mom was blue, but he only got the blue ears from his mom. He's really tall. He's like 7.5 feet. Yeah, really tall, but he's so skinny. He's like maybe 200 pounds soaking wet. So, and he's an adolescent. He's 14 or 15. And then Dragonborns, that's like an adult human, or a young adult human. But his frame looks like he's got more room to grow, obviously. Like he could be this big hulking monster. And then wears no armor. He's got that tattered cape. He looks fresh though. The body doesn't have any scars. Doesn't have any hair or anything. Smooth boy. But I think I told you a sword. I think he's gonna actually carry a spear.
Okay.
And a dagger. But yeah, no armor because he's a monk and he loves to take out his spear and kind of train with it. But he also is very proficient in hand-to-hand combat. So he looks like he's a brawler, but he's like people underestimate him because he's so fucking skinny. Giant lizard freak is what they call him. So.
Lizard freak. Yeah.
Nickname lizard freak. The people in this monastery. He likes it.
You guys are saying heights and weights. I was like, I don't know if I ever down, but he was 6'7", 320.
Oh, he's a big.
Oh, he's a big dude.
He is a hulking massive.
Is that with the armor?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
100 pounds of armor.
To tell him to take off.
Doctor.
The armor stayed.
Never forbid you ever gonna do that.
Primary care.
Getting his physical done. He's like, so do you want to talk about vaccination?
He doesn't answer.
Mylos can dunk without jumping too, so.
Of course.
Oh, I didn't get to explain it, but Hieu, under his hat, he has his hair slicked back and tied in like a high top knot.
I couldn't find a mini with a straw hat, so I took some clay and I put a little top knot up there.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's clay.
Yeah, that character did not
nice.
initially have a top knot, and then I did so.
Yeah, his hair goes all the way down to his back and it's beautiful.
Oh, if he lets it down?
Yeah, I think that's
Wow.
And Mylos is like a brownish, reddish hue.
Okay.
Cool.
So the kid hands you back your passport, and he's just like, sick cape, dude.
I say, yes, you do.
I like that.
He twirls it.
He's like, oh. Like, this kid's like really easily impressed, all right? He he loves his job, but he's real bad at it. Okay, and then he looks at you like way too long, and then he's like, oh, hey, Porter! Hey, come check these guys' bags for, bags. And you look over to who he was commanding, and you see this creature in another uniform that does not fit at all, but it is a Royal Navy uniform. And you see this little fella coming over to quote unquote check your bags.
All right, what you got? What you got, guys? What you got in these? You need me to take them?
Jerry's gonna try to fade away. Perhaps get into another row. There we go.
What do you look like with this gear?
So he's pretty short. He's like 4'11" or something like that. But he's got the porter cap on right now and the Navy like uniform. But over the Navy uniform, he's also got this jacket.
That jacket.
It's like a like
a leather greaser jacket.
Yeah, basically, or like a Letterman jacket.
Okay.
And then he's not wearing any shoes, so you see his big giant rabbit feet. And he's got his hair is like greased up, but like kind of spiky in the front too. And like
no switch sickle yet. That's just part of the image. Yeah.
But he's got like metal toothpick in his mouth that he keeps like messing around with, like switching it across his mouth over and over again while he's talking and stuff.
Earl we'll just go like approach you and like open the bag and like a moth flies out. And it's like there's like nothing in there. There's like a little gold pouch, like 4 small hand axes in there, just more axes, and then like a bag of sunflower seeds.
All right. Well, you need me to take this? I can put it somewhere safe for you. Just a little extra if you want it somewhere safe. And he does the same to everybody else. Like, hey, you guys want to? I can take it somewhere safe. Let me see what it is.
Likes nature and he likes animals and he's seen a lot of rabbits out there. He wants to try to touch.
Does not allow it.
Just slaps the hand away. He's like,
just super quickly, like super fast reflexes that you didn't expect from a porter.
He's like double your size too.
Yeah, he's definitely like half the size.
So
he's like standing over. Oh, sorry, friend. Though.
Nick, when you go, or Mylos, when you go to pet Rample, roll a perception check for me.
I want a fucking pet. 18 plus.
Okay, that's gonna do it. You immediately notice, so like he's wearing that ill-fitting uniform, like you said, and that jacket over it. You notice the icon of Lathander is on the chest embroidered, but it looks a little bit different than what you're used to.